All right, I'm tired of seeing a lot of you guys struggle online in college football 26. I'm gonna show you guys the defense that you blend in with the other stuff that I show you, man. Blitzes, zones. You don't want to use this every single time, but it is really good when you use it occasionally, okay, during a drive, because the smarter opponents will start catching on. They'll start trying to hit you with the corner routes and the deep posts, so you have to be careful. All right, now I blitz heavy and I'll run this once out of maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 times a drive. Okay, but like I said, it's really good. I've used it in my gameplays before. We're in the LSU defensive playbook. Drop a like if you don't mind. Full scheme breakdowns in the members area. Here we go. Nickel over. Now, as far as adjustments, man, you can see what you got, you know, on your team. Typically what you do is you really want to put your free safeties in this position if you can. So we have Cooley, who's an 84. And pretty much speed. So go into your depth chart, find speed, okay, and put them there if you want. These guys on the ends, these are probably people you don't want to get rid of, because there's going to be times you're not going to set it up the way I'm going to show you. Now, as far as coaching adjustments, we're going to go ahead and turn this off. Leave cornerbacks alone. We're not gonna touch these for right now, okay? We're gonna leave everything the way it is. That's pretty much how we're gonna roll with this play. And the name of the play is the cover one hole, okay? You don't use cover one press. Don't do that. Don't be that guy, okay? Cover one hole. All right, now let's just pick I guess it doesn't really matter, right? It don't matter. We could run a deep post. Let's look at, not power read either. Now, remember that the CPU can already dot you up, okay? So in its stock setting, what people like to do, you guys got to remember how cover one works. So cover one in its base setting is over the top coverage and outside shading, meaning these guys will play over the top and they'll play outside the route, okay? That's its base coverage. Now you can change that, obviously, right? But that is supposed to be what happens. Now there's times where you're still gonna get cooked on the out routes. There's still gonna be times you get cooked over the top. And that's why you don't want to press, okay? Because you will get cooked. As far as base setup, all I recommend you do, because it's a cover one, and I don't know if you guys know anything about pass rush, but cover one pass rushes are pretty good. So what I'll do is, you can leave it stock, but I would like to pinch the D-line like this, okay? And then play the middle. If you're gonna run it stock, okay? So take yourself off whatever, and then run it stock. And if you know it's a pass, you get RB/R1 right stick up for pass commit. But if you don't know, then don't do it. Now, this is the first space setup. This is what I'm rocking right here. You have middle third covering a post, and then what we do is we just see what's open, man. But you see that pass rush just coming through because it's the cover one. And let me show you guys what I mean. Not a lot of people know this about cover one, but the pass rush, bro, if you like when we used to use Madden, like when we used to play Madden, we would use the Chargers, man. And we had crazy defensive ends, man, just coming through. But you notice the pass rushes here, it's really just streaks at an ankle route, right? You have comeback routes, but there's no time because these guys are going to get around, and there's not going to be a lot of time to do anything. So that's your base setup. You can reshade if you want, like wire, triangle, right stick out, and then over the top. These guys will actually shift over, but make sure you're playing right here when you're running this defense, or else you will get tormented. Right here, there goes the pass rush. Everything's pretty much clamped out. We reshaded. Let's see what the reshading did for us right here in this play. I know there's an over the top, but I think this one's right here is the comeback route, ain't it? Comeback route. This guy's ready to play it, bro. Like, damn, so he's playing like he's underneath and stuff like that. So he's actually, but this is a star, so not much you're gonna do against him. This guy right, what the hell was he doing? Was this a flat route? Yeah, it's a flat route. Okay, so the rest are streaks, flat route. Then you have the angle route, which you're gonna take away with your user. That's middle of the field. They'll have a deep post, which the middle safety is going to pick up. So you're actually not a post, it's just a streak. Pretty much a seam route, but he'll be there. You can bring him down too. Don't be afraid. You can, like, when we come back into display, you can grab this guy and bring him down, okay? That way you're in better shape. But I wouldn't mess with the passers, just pinch the D-line. Leave them the way they are. Now, if you have QBs who are rolling out, then obviously you RB/R1 left LB/L1. That way you'll have contains, and then you spread the D-line. But you also have to remember they can run the ball on you. So if you spread the D-line, they're just going inside zone. So just be careful. You'll see the pass rush in cover one. It is awesome. Now let's talk about the coverage side, what you can be doing. Okay, now this is what people like to do. I still do it myself. This is for max coverage. And what we like to do is take the defensive ends and put them into seam flats. So we'll go ahead and pop up X right here, pressing left on the D-pad twice. selecting Perkins, and then you can change left stick up for seam flat, okay, right here. And then we're gonna do it to the right side. B, Peyton, left stick up for seam flat, okay? Now, what people like to do is they'll leave the 3-rec hook as well. I'll still pinch the D-line, right? You can still pinch the D-line like that and run these guys into coverage to help you out. Now, you can reshade outside. That way corner routes get picked up and everything's to the inside. So they can't really run a slant. They can't really run a post that's like 10 yards. However, they can run a deep post if you're using this guy. You're not watching the back of the field, okay? People will try that on you. The smarter players will see what you're doing. So you'll be alternating between your 3-rec hook and the deep zone. Remember that, okay? Now the 3-rec hook, what does the 3-rec hook mean? He's supposed to cover the 3 wide receiver side, but this formation, I mean, I guess if you count the running back, right, he'll play the right side and maybe drop low. Let's see what he does here. Man, we're pinching the D-line. We're gonna watch it this way. We'll go ahead and watch, yeah, he kind of floats to the right and we got running back here. But now you see the problem with this defense that could unfold. However, if you're sending blitzes like crazy, man, right, he's not gonna roll out. What I like to do is if I do X and be that way, right, I'm gonna use this guy because typically the smarter players want to hit you on a post or something like that, right? We'll reshade outside. But this time, you can go ahead and spread the D-line and then QB contain. I don't know why that's like this, okay? And you'll be surprised by how this defense sheds off the edge and try to contain QBs. So don't forget, you can use that, play here, watch running backs. Boom! They try to run. You get what I'm saying? So it's all about user and the skill that you have. Now, like I said, what I like to blend this in with, man, and I like to hit blitz heavy, but like I said, this guy probably knows everything. So we'll go over Storm Brave in the same formation if you want, and I'll show you how to set this up real quick, and it's very simple. Pinch the D-line, okay? Pinch the linebackers like this, and then you'll user this guy here. You can reshade outside or whatever you think you need to do. Your assignment is the running back. Remember that. Boom here, and it's just straight, right? You'll see the blitz take action. So like I said, you want to blend this all in together. We're not out here just running cover one hole. We're going to run it for max protection. The QB's not going to be ready to run, but you'll see that this blitz right here, kind of tough, son. Now you can run it different ways. If you want to try to get it to come off the edge, right? You'll pinch the linebacker, shift the D-line over, right? Leave them like this. You can try to get it to come off the edge. I'm not saying it's going to work, but you have an opportunity here. Right back to the flat. I want to see who's coming in right here on this because maybe the blitz is going to be kind of tough, bro. Let me see. Hold up. Yeah, it's still the same guy that comes in. I wouldn't contain. You could try to contains, but I don't know, man. Let's just try it. We'll try contains. Here, pinch the linebackers. Definitely have to pinch the linebackers for this defensive blitz. Here. Yeah, now this guy comes in, but you'll see, man. These guys, and if I have safeties in those positions, they're coming straight for him, okay? Now you can move the D-line left, crash them right, see if you can get away with something there. Like this. Pinch the linebackers. Never forget pinching the linebackers. And they're just coming for him. He doesn't even have time to do anything. So you blend that in with the coverage side of everything. The guy's not going to know what to do. You can change your defensive setup to counter it. You have other ones. You have the overload, which I think maybe, right? Maybe it's just as good. I know a lot of people swear by it, but I would drop this guy down here, identify this guy, pinch the D-line, and see what happens here. Okay, let's just see what we got here. This one here. Yeah, it's still the same guy. You're better off using Overstorm Brave because with Overstorm Brave, man, believe it or not, okay? Let me show you guys. I didn't show you this, but with Overstorm Brave, you can even do this right here. We can go here. We're going to identify the guy on the running back, which is this guy. However, this time what we're going to do is we're going to take our linebackers, X and A, and put them into coverage assignments. So curl flats, you can go ahead and put them into a middle third, a hook curl flat, middle read. I see that the curl flat works probably better. And then you pinch the D-line, play the middle again here, right? Pass commit if you know it's a pass, and you know what I mean? And now you have more coverage on the field with a good pass rush. And then you can change your curl flats to do what you want. 20, 30, 40, right? I mean 30, 20, 10, 5. But this is another defense, man, that I'll probably get into in another video. You can do that. If you think they're gonna hit you on a post, you do this guy. If you think this guy's gonna go like on a corner route, you can just hit the hook curl, the curl flat. And then you can put this guy like that. So now you have the posts if you're not worried, and you can reshade outside. Okay, so it'll look like this. And like I said, it's just coverage, man, that just, and then the pass rush from a cover one is just insane. So there it is. Hope you guys enjoy it. Use it wisely. I just gave you a few setups, man, that are kind of tough. And I think that if you start using them and just base it off, you know, trying to disguise it and all that, you're gonna have a lot of success. I'll be dropping gameplay with all this stuff, man, coming soon. So stay tuned. Love you guys, man. Peace.